So hello and welcome to everybody across America and around the world. It's my delight. This is Amirah Hall, and I'm coming to you live from San Diego, California. Thank you so much for taking the time, being patient with me in this bumpy start here today, and for giving this to yourself. And, in listening to this session, if you're not listening to it live, if you come back to it, just know that this energetic space we're creating today will be transmitted in that perfect time. There are the benefits of being in this moment, yes, but it will be transmitted every moment you listen to it. So I have set a very specific and special energy frequency for today for activating miracles. So you're going to be able to receive this at the highest level possible. And I want you to note that I am transmitting these special energy codes to you to support and enhance the work we're doing here today. When you think of how you want your life to be, minute by minute, day by day, year by year, do you think you want to be struggling or working to the bone, frustrated, disappointed, struggling, hopeless, feeling hopeless, angry, depressed, scared? Do you want to aggressively push through life, competing, chasing lofty goals, pushing, things get harder and harder, it feels like you're going uphill, pushing a boulder? You feel betrayed by institutions, the people around you, systems. Do you want to constantly strive for goals, maybe that other people set for you? It doesn't even really feel like it's your dream or your goal. Maybe you get a little bit resentful. A lot of people that I've come across push through lists. I got to do this, I got to do that. Or do you want to live in the flow, in ease and grace? I know that almost sounds impossible for some people, but in that space, your dreams unfold naturally, and it becomes really with very little effort. Would you like to try learning how to do that if you're not there? Are you ready to unpause your life from being on hold? Because somewhere along the line, you got programmed. I got programmed. We all got programmed. Energetically, emotionally, mentally, we're programmed. You may recall someone saying to you in the past, you got to work hard because that hard work is where the value is, or you can't appreciate it unless you work hard for it. You got to push to make things happen, and you got to compete for everything, all the while, with everybody and everyone all around you. We compete with ourselves. We compete with our ego. We compete with our own dreams or things that we've accomplished in the past. We compete with goals. Well, maybe you compete with not having goals. Even just that is like someone else has dreams and goals and you don't. So you're like competing or comparing yourself with them. Some people that I've come across, they give up on achieving their dreams. They just give it up because they don't have the heart or the energy or the passion for it. Maybe someone said to you that, oh, that's just some crazy, lofty idea. Why are you even thinking like that? It's a pie-in-the-sky dream. Go get a real job. So we compete with others. We feel that other people are better than us. We feel that we're not worthy of achieving something or having something or being something. We compete with our friends, our siblings, our colleagues, our boss, society, everybody. We're competing with the girl in the magazine. We're competing with the guy in the gym next to us. And we don't believe that we deserve what's in our heart. And we do all of this because, why? Because we forgot. We forgot who we are. We forgot that we have been programmed by God. Our soul blueprint, it's like a software that we're running in our hardware, our body, to fulfill a mission, to fulfill a purpose. And I know many of my clients have said, well, I'm looking for my purpose. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's a little disappointing. And that is, it's my understanding that our purpose is to know who we are. Our mission is to remember who we are. And that's the path we're on. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter how we do that, but it's a matter of, I mean, in the sense of what it is that we do, but it's how we're doing it with the feelings and the emotions and the process that we're in. So as we remember in our path that we're here to create, miracles can become an everyday, every moment experience. It's not just something extraordinary or improbable or a wonder of magic. I came face to face with that realization after my near-death experience 17 years ago while I was traveling in Egypt. And at that time I discovered, and since that time it's been growing discovery, of my extraordinary ability to see things and to see and access quantum fields of energy. In my near-death experience, I had an incredible opportunity to take a journey of the all. And I was told that I couldn't stay. I could only visit. And I was there for some information, I guess. The most powerful experience of my life to date, and that was to experience and plug in with what they told me was the fabric of all creation. Love. But love was the ingredient that made everything in the universe. I could feel that energy pulsing through me. I could feel it's so hard to describe. So hard to even connect from time to time. The best I can describe it as was like being in a mother's womb, safe and warm and secure and having all your needs met and absolutely nothing to worry about. I never wanted to leave that space, and of course I was reminded that I had to leave. I couldn't stay. In my near-death experience, I learned that everything is energy, and that energy is love. And I learned that my emotions were energy, and that as humans, our human emotions get stuck, and they create dis-ease, dysfunction, and death. Death of relationships, death of good health, death of finances or careers, death of passion, death. And I learned that my thoughts, my feelings, my experiences were all things that I created, and I was solely responsible for my life and everything I manifested in my life based on my thoughts and my feelings and expressions. I also learned in that experience how important regular meditation was and how important physical detoxification of the body is to keep the body and mind healthy and functioning, to create a unity for all the bodies. So it is within my work now that I mentor people and I hold space for you to raise your frequency, to change your energetic frequency, to remember who you are, and to comply or to employ or activate the laws of the universe, the laws that are in place to help us and support us creating the things that we want. It's your path of self-discovery and self-expression. I believe we're here to create. I know I said that before. Engaging these dynamic laws of the universe, that law of attraction that you've heard so much about, the law of oneness that I talk about, that energy of love that permeates everything that exists. And, surprisingly enough, the law of detachment, or being able to be neutral. And when we connect with those energies and the laws, that's where we create miracles. So, if you're here today because you want to activate miracles in your life, filled with joy and love and abundance, harmony, then this is where all the good stuff starts coming. Because I know that having maybe a successful career or meaningful work, having healthy, balanced, loving relationships, having authentic relationships, and maybe good health, and abundance and finances, and all of your needs being met, then you're on the right path. This is where we begin. This is what we're doing. And I know some of my longtime clients are here and mentoring students, so I welcome you. I know it's an ongoing journey. It isn't a stop and start. It isn't, I'm sorry to disappoint you if you think that just today in this meditation it will be kaboom. And yes, it will and might be for you, but it is ongoing work. And although I've been on this path myself 17 years, it's daily practice, and it is accelerating, it is amplifying, and I want to encourage you because it gets better and better and better and better. So thank you. You're here, and this is all programmed within you. That divine soul blueprint of abundance and manifestation is already here within you. We're just going to activate it and activate that memory. So of course, I didn't immediately integrate all of this wisdom from my near-death experience right off the bat. In fact, when I returned to my daily life in San Diego, California, soon found out my offices closed. I got terminated. Pardon the expression, but I was in trouble. I was a bitch. I was so depressed. I just couldn't function. I fired my family. I fired my friends. I stopped my hobbies. I was really living in the land of the walking dead. I was so angry to be here. I didn't want to be here. I wanted to be in that other place where love existed. Well, love was everything. And so I had definitely some separation anxiety until I found this wonderful healer that said to me, Amirah, you have stuck energy. Well, you know what? That was liberation. That was music to my ears, because I went, okay, that logical part of me, my mental self, said, now I can do something about it then. That gives me some hope, some path to walk on. And that was the journey of healing myself, healing my life, healing my physical body, healing my spiritual and mental bodies and my emotions. When I began employing these energy tools, that's when my energy started to change, and I started creating miracles on a regular, abundant, continuous basis. And not only did my physical body change and heal, but how I thought changed, what I thought changed. And I started to understand more and more the science behind miracles. So for the past 15 years now, I have been teaching people on a professional basis how to manifest miracles, the art and the skill to manifesting miracles. So I want to share one really incredible miracle story that was recently so profound for me, and it was with a recent client in Dubai. As I mentioned, I've been living in Dubai for the past 5 years, and I'm back in San Diego, but this particular client contacted me, and she is a member of the royal family. She needed a miracle. And honestly, when I went to their palace, as an American going into this magnificent palace, it was like, what could you possibly want? You have everything, right? And for me and everybody I know, it was like, what does she want me to do? So anyway, I found out that she had been told by the medical teams that she employed, the best teams in Europe, that she could not get pregnant naturally. She already had 3 children that were all conceived with in vitro fertilization, and she had a 4th, and that failed. So she was quite concerned, being a member of the royal family as a woman. This is your primary function, and it is ultra important to the family to continue the lineage. So she was quite concerned about this situation, and that's when she contacted me. Of course, I'm thinking, holy jamoli, we're going to be pulling rabbits out of our hats for this one. I kind of was a little bit, well, shall we say shy, or a little bit concerned. I don't like to give people false hope. And this, in fact, was a VVIP person that I certainly didn't want to disappoint. So she wanted another child. And so we began working on the energy. I do and worked with her no different than I work with every single person that comes to me, no matter what the miracle is or what it is you desire in your life. And so interestingly enough, I had seen some energy that was stuck on her timeline. Now, I don't usually remember my sessions, but I do remember this. This was so profound to me in this whole experience. And we talked about it after, so the memory recall came back. But it was that at 18 years old, she had some stuck energy on her timeline. And I asked her, I said, what happened at 18? And she said, oh, well, I was planning to marry one man, but my family insisted that I marry a different man, and I had to marry into the royal family. So she said I was very, very sad, very depressed, and cried for weeks. And, she's moved past that, and she's happily married now. But at the time, she was very, very depressed, and energetically what she did, unconsciously she did, unintentionally, she shut off her ability to create babies. Sounds pretty profound, but as we continued with the work, week by week, she started sharing, oh, this is happening and that's happening. And she was delighted because the relationship between her and her husband of 15 years was becoming stronger and it was becoming more romantic. And she was just tickled with the closeness that she was experiencing. And I remember telling her at the 4th week, I said, you know what? Don't be surprised if you get pregnant before you start your hormone therapy, because that had already been set up with the best team that your money can buy, and they were coming to Abu Dhabi for them. So it was interesting because after our 6th session, she called me up and she said, I've got something to tell you. And I said, you're pregnant, right? And she said, how did you know? Wallah, I swear, I thought you were the craziest lady. And, she never admitted to me this whole time, but part of her really never thought she could get pregnant naturally. Her hope was just to get pregnant with the IVF because it was in her mind she could not get pregnant. So, the most beautiful thing is she shared with me that, Amirah, you gave me the biggest gift money cannot buy, or that anybody could give. She said, you gave me the gift of feeling like a real woman. And so I treasure that moment. So I joke that I can even get women pregnant, not in a traditional way. So that's fun. So my work really, it activates your vision, your passion, and creating miracles in your space. So it really, at the nutshell, at the nut of all of this, and within the shell, is that you are this component, let's say. You are this energy source, this software program that's already programmed for everything that you desire. I know that God knows what's in your heart, and God will align you with those to experience. So that's what happened for her. She got aligned, and her deepest desires were manifest. So is that truly a miracle? Is it a wonder, a marvel, a sensation, a phenomena? Supernatural mystery? I'd say, yeah, it was. Maybe it was just an extraordinary event. Maybe it was luck. Maybe it was just some accomplishment through extraordinary circumstances. Maybe yes. Was it a scientific process? Redirecting energy and allowing the natural flow of things and nature to take its course? Yes. Do you believe in miracles? Maybe you hope for miracles. Is that really where you're at? How do you imagine or feel miracles in your life? Or what are you thinking right now of what miracle could happen in your life? What would that feel or look like? What miracles do you desire right now? Today we're going to create that safe space, and I promise you to activate miracles in your life, to manifest things that you might not even be thinking about manifesting. So first, to get going here, I hope you're all ready for this. Go ahead and give me a hand on your on your panel on the left side if you're ready for a miracle, or if you're ready for this miracle space. Just give me a show of hands with that little icon on the left side of your panel. Okay, that's what I like. Francoise and Linda and Paul, Terry. Come on, Andrea, Carol, Elizabeth, Linda, Magda. Good girls. 181, come on. Give me a show of hands. Yes, high five. We're ready for miracles. Awesome. Just checking in with you, making sure you're present here. I haven't lost you. So ask yourself, how much space do you have for miracles in your life? I know that's kind of maybe nebulous or difficult to gauge, but I have this miracle tool that I call a Havingness gauge. And what it is a simple gauge. If you drive a car, you know there's a fuel tank from empty to full, or you have the odometer from 0 to 200. But on our gauge in our mind, we're going to just close our eyes for a moment, and in your mind visualize a gauge with 0 on one side and 100 on the other side. And imagine there's an imaginary indicator or pointer. And ask yourself, at what percentage, from 0 to 100, do you have space for miracles in your life? How much space do you have? Is it 20%, 30%? And you can write in your chat how much space you're showing right now for miracles in your life. And not what you want, what your gauge shows right now in the moment. Whatever number you get is perfectly fine. 10%, 20%, 30%, 60%. In the chat box, you can put that percentage for me. Let me know you're there. All right, 20%, 20%. Oh, interesting. Everybody's got 20% for miracles. 60? Zip, okay. Well, I'm not laughing at you, Terry. I'm laughing with you, okay? We're going to change that. So what I want you to do with that gauge is give it a grounding cord. I like to imagine a USB cord and just plug that into the center of the earth. So from your gauge to the earth, plug in that cord. And just notice, is there a change in the gauge? Is there a change in the meter or your indicator? And if it's not budging, or if it's not going to 100, I want you to take out a magic wand or a magic sponge, and I want you to just start cleaning off that gauge and allow that gauge to move to 100%. And just go ahead and give me a hand on the left side, or a happy face. Give me a happy face this time when you get to your gauge to 100%. So I know you're all with me. Great, Francoise. Well, you're an old pro, aren't you? Okay, if the gauge is only at 80%, just keep cleaning it off until it reaches 100%, and give me a happy face on the panel, on the left, the status panel. %, Carol, good girl. That's what we love. Magda, 100%, awesome. Terry, good girl. Paul, awesome. Great work, you guys. Does anybody need more time or not getting that clear? Carol, good girl. Elizabeth, Linda? Magda? Want to make sure you guys got 100% before we move on. Does anybody need help with their gauge? Just chat in the box if you need help. Andrea, 99. Wow, that's pretty good, I'd say. Okay, Elizabeth, I'm just going to help you out. Just, you can let that gauge dissolve. Sometimes when we try too hard, or there's something that we can't see, so just dissolve that gauge, Elizabeth, and create a brand new, fresh one. And ask yourself, how much space do you have to create miracles in your life? And I'm just helping you out with that. And what do you have now, Elizabeth? Oh, good. Okay. And Linda, how are you doing with yours? Are you 100%? Okay, everybody at 100. I'm going to move on to our next. Okay, Linda. we're going to use, imagine another gauge in your mind, and this is a gauge to represent your ability to have miracles in your life. From 0 to 100, let the gauge or a needle on the gauge represent the ability or your percentage to have miracles in your life. So it's just an indicator. It's not an absolute. Okay? And this is different. Before we asked how much space do we have, energetic space for miracles. Now we're going to ask how much energetic ability do you have to create miracles? Maybe it's your belief systems, maybe it's your thoughts, maybe it's just unconscious programs that, yeah, whether you deserve it or not. But that's what we're doing, is we're clearing off of this unconscious energy. You don't have to know what it is, okay? We're not going into psychoanalysis here. This is a fast track. We're going through the drive-through of making miracles here. So, yeah, you deserve to have miracles, but there's some belief system, Linda, that's blocking that, and that is not uncommon. So thank you so much for sharing that. And so just with neutrality, that is called the law of detachment. We're just playing as if we're in kindergarten here. We don't have any rules. We're making it up in our mind. Okay, so Andrea, you've got 50% in your ability to have miracles. So we're going to do the very same thing. We're going to clean off this gauge and bring this gauge to 100%. And if anybody's stuck on any one of these tools, or it doesn't quite meet what you think it should be, then that's okay, because you can, one, listen to this again, and two, in maybe working through the energy that we're going to continue working with in our meditation, that could loosen it up too. And then when we look at the energy at the end, you could be completely surprised. So we're not going to sweat, okay? This is all about being effortless and being in a flow. Okay? How are you doing, Paul? Are you with me? Okay. So go ahead and clean off this gauge to have miracles. Magda, you're at 25%. Paul, where are you at? You got 100%? Okay, 70. Great. So just with patience, go ahead and clean off with another magic wand or another sticky sponge, or just clearing off that gauge. And again, that part of you, to be like you're 5 years old and you're coloring somebody's face blue in a coloring book. You're not attached to the outcome. I know you are. All of you want to be superstar miracle makers, but we're going to just pretend here, okay? So just play with me here and allow yourself. Very good. Everybody at 100%. Yes? Good. Awesome. All right. So now I want you to let that gauge dissolve. And this time we're going to create one more gauge, and we're going to look and see how much other people's energy affects your miracle space. because we're in this sea of energy. We're all connected, and other people's energies affect your space to create miracles. So ask the gauge, how much is other people's energy affecting your ability to create miracles? The first number that comes up from 0 to 100. And you might prefer a digital gauge. You don't have to use the old-fashioned odometer that I use. 70%. Okay, so 70%, 83%, Francoise. Yeah, 80%. It's a lot of other people's energies affect our abilities to create miracles. So we want to get neutral to this. It's like, oh my gosh, how come? No wonder I'm not moving forward in my life. Yeah, we're under the influence of a lot of other people's energies. So go ahead and just ground that gauge with a USB cord or an anchor bolt or chain or rope. And then just start clearing off that gauge with maybe you got some super psychic spray, and you spray that gauge and you wipe it off. Maybe you got a supersonic high-tech psychic vacuum cleaner that you just suck all that energy off the gauge, so that everybody else's energy that's blocking you from creating miracles can be, poof, evaporated. Hi, Chris. I see a few new people joining us. Just go ahead and follow along. We're just going to get into the meditation shortly here. But we're just cleaning off our havingness gauge for being able to create miracles. So yeah, 10%, Magda, it's just a number. I always say that. It really is no different than 99, if you ask me. So we have judgment on numbers, don't we? So we think that the lower percentage is higher or gooder or better, more better. So only 10% in this case, because we asked how much of other people's energy is affecting you. In this case, it's rather low. And you could do this tomorrow and you get 85%. So every day, every session will be different, and you just gotta, be neutral to the number. So good job. So fantastic, everybody. You're looking good. Everybody completely at 100% to have your own space. I guess in a way I kind of tricked the question here. We want to bring it to 100 where we have it all for our own space. So other people's energy is not affecting us. I hope I didn't confuse that. You okay? Everybody okay? Great. All right, so good job. So now we're gonna just to be to set this space. I want you to just go ahead and maybe turn off your ringer on your phone as we unplug maybe from our chat on the computer. Maybe just sit back, settle into your chair. Just for the next half hour or so, we're going to just step away from this multitasking and give yourself this very, very special time. The world as we know it, I'm sure you've experienced as much as I have, is all the changes around us. But we really are very blessed to have incarnated at this time on the planet with all these earth changes, as it's a very powerful time to step into awakening of our consciousness and activate our divine memory, our instant abilities to manifest. To me, that's what this time is all about. As our Earth's vibration is changing, it's speeding up, and we're challenged to maintain balance. And in trying to maintain equilibrium, we're being forced to shift. We're shifting in ways that we never thought we could or would, and we're trying desperately at the same time to connect with our soul's blueprint. So that definitely creates a wobble in our orbit. So with all these, I call them rapid fire adjustments, boy, changes popping up and shocking us, it creates a struggle. It has never occurred for us on the planet and or for our history. So we're frantically trying to attain balance and expanding our awareness at the same time as to who are we, and remembering who we are. Whatever that is, it's about bringing our awareness back to the here and now, to who you are. And so right now, bring your awareness to your physical body. And you might want to close your eyes And just tuning into your body, go ahead and take some deep, long, cleansing breaths. And just notice how you're feeling right now. And let's just say hello to this present moment. All of us connected around the world, different time zones. Some people are finishing their day and I'm beginning my day. And as you take these deep, long, cleansing breaths, just notice how you're feeling right now. And let's just connect to this journey of releasing. And connecting to our original blueprint. As we raise our vibration and activate miracles. You might want to wiggle yourself in the chair, just getting that body feeling totally comfortable. And with your palms open, resting on your lap, open, ready to receive. And with every breath, allow your body to relax a little more. And no matter how good you think you see what you see on our visualization journey, or how you feel it, just know it doesn't matter. Just trusting the process of being here in this energy space, surrendering to this powerful creative force field that I've created and set in motion as I'm transferring quantum codes to you right now. And in your imagination, with your eyes closed, imagine yourself walking along a path. A gentle, beautiful path, smooth path in a beautiful meadow. On both sides of you, the grass is green. There's wild flowers poking their heads above the grass. And you notice a soft breeze blowing the grass. And flowers, they gently sway. And the sound of nature, birds chirping, trees swaying off in the distance. The sound of the grass and the flowers blowing. And your highly acute awareness to the sounds. And you feel the fresh air on your face. And you breathe in deeply fresh spring air. And you feel the crispness moving through into your lungs and awakening the cells of your body. And you can feel the bright sun shining down and warming your face. And you notice off to your right side, on the path, a bench. And you walk over and you gently sit down on the bench. And the warm, bright sun just begins relaxing your body. And you notice your skin gently warming. The sun is calming. The sun calms your nervous system. And you notice yourself relaxing as your body receives signals to slow and turn down. The body's automatic responses are turning down. Your body feeling safe and still. You gently feel your body being anchored to the bench. As the bench provides you perfect support. And you notice your body weight getting heavier, as if it's one with the bench. The body begins slowing down even more as it becomes more and more quiet. It's perfectly still and centered. You may not have physical sensations, but sense a total lightness. The sun creates a brilliant bubble-like protection around you. It's sealed from the outside world. This light bubble is uniformly placed around your body, and you notice it's impenetrable, sealed. Nothing can enter this sacred space. This is your divine miracle space. And within your divine miracle space, as you become aware of it and connected, you notice a golden loop around the edge of your bubble. And this golden loop begins to spin gently. And as it spins, there are little lights that begin turning on inside the loop, like twinkling stars. And the lights begin to spin, as if they have an orbit of their own. And the loop is spinning. And within the stillness of your bubble, you quietly observe the power around you that's growing, around you and within you. And then you notice another golden loop inside, perpendicular or crossways to the first golden loop that's spinning. So if the first golden loop was spinning around you left to right, the second golden loop spins around you going front to back or back to front. They're perfectly spinning exactly how they need to be spinning in this moment. And within the second loop, begin to notice lights begin flickering and flashing, sparkling within the loop. And these lights are activating and spinning. The two golden loops spin within each other. Effortlessly, you observe patterns beginning to generate within your sacred space. It's as if you've activated a kaleidoscope of color and patterns. Notice the vibration. Notice what you notice. Notice your sensations. Notice. The golden light igniting dormant parts of you that have been inactive are coming alive. Notice cells within your body being activated. Notice soul memory surfacing. Your soul memory triggers your natural abilities for living authentically. Allowing the golden loops to continue their spinning. They may be increasing in speed, or they may be slowing down. You may not notice the golden loops spinning. Just know they're spinning. And just notice that golden light around and within you that's growing, expanding, getting brighter, completely filling the entire room you're in. Let that golden light fill the entire house or building you're in. Let the golden light fill your entire city. And let the golden light fill the entire state or region. And let this golden light expand, filling your entire country. Let the golden light fill the entire continent. And let this golden light expand, filling the entire globe. Imagine this expanding golden light expanding beyond the globe, filling the entire universe. Connecting with the universe. Being one with the universe. Your creative, magnetic self is a miracle. You are a miracle. What you do is miracles. Your nature is to create. And you naturally activate miracles in your very expression of oneness with the universe. Imagine, feel, and receive this infinite sea of shimmering golden light and love all around your body. This infinite ocean of love wants to love you. Wants to heal you. Wants to know you and experience you. Your magnetic beingness is infinite love and light. Activating and integrating with this love and light within your being activates all the cells of your body, activates soul memory. As you integrate this mental and emotional with the physical and the spiritual bodies, notice how that feels. Notice what you feel different. Now imagine a havingness gauge out in front of you from 0 to 100 with a needle indicating a percentage or a number that represents your ability to have love. From 0 to 100, what is your ability to have love right now? My guess is it's probably pretty high. If it's not at 100%, go ahead and take a magic wand and clean off that gauge so that you can have 100% of love. Wherever there's some unconscious energy that needs to be released, go ahead and do that with your magic wand. And just let the gauge dissolve. And now create another gauge that represents your ability to have health or well-being in your life. And ask yourself, how much, what percentage of health and well-being can you have right now, in this moment? And bring that gauge to 100%. Cleaning it off. And then when that's at 100%, just go ahead and let that dissolve. And create another gauge out in front of you for your ability to have loving relationships or balanced, harmonious relationships. From 0 to 100, what's your ability to have the relationships you desire in your life in this moment? Bring that gauge to 100%. And let that gauge dissolve. Let's create another gauge that represents your ability to have fulfilling work, or the career you desire, or the job you need. So what percentage of you right now can have this fulfilling work that meets all your needs? From 0 to 100%, what does that look like for right now? And bring that gauge to 100%. And now imagine one more gauge that represents your finances. What's your ability to have the finances that meet your needs, your specific situation today, right now? And bring that gauge to 100%. Good job. And you can just let that dissolve. Raising your vibration is what you just did with this Havingness gauge and this guided meditation, to bring your life and your goals effortlessly together, easily, joyfully. All that you are is light and love. As above, so below, is what the ancient Egyptians wrote in the temples and their texts. So if you're serious about creating life that you truly desire, if you're tired of suffering or seem to get past some blocks, want things to flow and have a life of miracles on a regular basis, then I invite you to contact me on my homepage, my website, amirahhall.com, where you can sign up for a free assessment, an energy assessment with me. We can talk about what your next steps are. And please join my newsletter list if you're not already on it. And by joining the list, you'll get updates on events, transformational tips and tools, and a free copy of my ebook, Love Up Your Life, with companion guided meditation, Love Up Your Life. Because that's what you are, you're love. And we are here to remember that. Thank you so much for joining me today on this guided journey of activating miracles. It's my sincere pleasure to bring this to you and guide you on this process. So it's my joy to encourage you to live with your light on.